Have you ever imagined a world away from the hustle and bustle of the city, where every day begins with a breathtaking view of white clouds drifting past your window? That is the life of the communities living on the highest peaks in the world. Small villages are hidden between majestic mountains and seas of clouds, where time seems to slow down and life is deeply intertwined with nature. Why do they choose to live on towering peaks, where living conditions are harsh, far from modern conveniences? What makes the people here never want to leave their village, despite the challenges of nature and life? Let's step into that mysterious world through this journey of discovery, and you will understand why they never want to go down the mountain. If you are a lover of nature, culture, and mysterious stories, stay with us to explore more deeply the life and spirit of the villages in the clouds. Have you ever wondered about their lives? Share your thoughts below and let us know what you want to learn most. 1. Life under the sky. Living on the towering mountain peaks, where the village seems to float in the sea of clouds, is a completely different experience from life on the plains. For the people here, being isolated from the outside world is not a disadvantage, but on the contrary, it is the absolute peace they seek. The village under the clouds brings a feeling of complete separation from the hustle and bustle of urban life. There are no car horns, no bustling people. Instead, there is the sound of the wind rustling through the terraced fields, the sound of streams flowing through the valleys, and the sound of temple bells echoing from ancient monasteries. This isolation creates a slow life, where everything happens at a natural rhythm. For the people, staying in the mountains is not only a choice of survival, but also a decision to maintain a connection to a rhythm of life in harmony with nature. Life on the high mountains requires great adaptation. The harsh climate with long winters and year-round snow cover, food and water sources must be self-sufficient. However, the people here have learned to turn difficulties into advantages. In many villages in the Himalayas, Andes, and Alps, people have developed unique farming methods, such as terraced fields, which allow them to grow rice, corn, potatoes, and many other crops on steep terrain. Water is piped from high-altitude streams down to the fields through improvised canals. Although productivity is not as high as in the lowlands, thanks to creativity and adaptability, people are able to provide for most of their basic needs. Food is not only produced, but also carefully preserved for use during the long winter. Foods such as vegetables, meat, and fish are dried, salted, or fermented, ensuring a year-round supply of nutrients. These villages have lived off nature for centuries, with traditional survival methods passed down from generation to generation. Life at the top of the mountain is not only about survival, but also about community. In these villages, everyone is closely connected to each other like one big family. Everyone plays an important role in maintaining the common prosperity of the whole village. Unity and sharing are the keys to help them overcome all the difficulties of life. In the cold winter, when snow covers all the paths, people cannot go down the mountain to seek help from outside. At this time, the community spirit becomes extremely important. Families will support each other, share food, firewood, and overcome the cold winter together. Traditional festivals, spiritual gatherings, or community work such as building houses, harvesting crops are all opportunities for people to strengthen close relationships. The close bond in the community has created an inseparable bond between people in the village. This is not only a place to live, but also a place where everyone feels safe and peaceful. For them, leaving the village means losing this connection, losing the true meaning of life. 2. Culture and spirituality of cloud villages. The existence of cloud villages is not only maintained by the survival ability of the people, but also thanks to the strong belief in spiritual values. For them, mountains are not only a place to live, but also a place for gods and ancestors. Every mountain, every stream, every field has a sacred meaning. The Sherpa people in the Himalayas, the Quechua people in the Andes, or the Ladakh people in the high mountains of Tibet all share a deep belief that nature is sacred and needs to be respected. The sacrificial rituals and prayers are not only to thank the earth and sky for giving them life, but also to maintain the balance between humans and the universe. The puja ceremony of the Sherpa people is one of the most important rituals in their spiritual culture. Before each climbing season, people will hold a puja ceremony to pray for peace and luck. This ritual is not only for those who conquer Mount Everest, but also for the whole community to maintain the spiritual connection with the mountain gods. Similarly, in the Andes, the ancient Inca festival of Inti Raymi, a festival to worship the sun god Inti, is held annually to thank the sun for giving life. The rituals to worship Pachamama, the Mother Earth goddess, are a testament to the close relationship between humans and nature in the culture of the people of the Andes. The architecture of the villages in the clouds is also an important part of preserving their culture and identity. The houses are often built from available natural materials such as stone, wood, and mud, helping to withstand the harsh weather. The design of the houses is often simple, but extremely effective in keeping warm in winter and cool in summer. The villages are often scattered on the slopes of mountains, creating majestic terraced landscapes. Stone walls, wooden roofs, and narrow paths connecting the houses create a simple yet cozy living space. In particular, monasteries and pagodas are often built at the highest points in the village as a spiritual symbol of protection for the whole community. In addition to architecture, folk arts such as sculpture, weaving, and mural painting are also an indispensable part of the culture here. Hand-woven carpets with intricate patterns, statues of gods carved from wood or stone, and murals depicting gods and nature are manifestations of a rich spiritual culture. 3. Love and loyalty to the mountain peak. Life on the high mountain peaks creates a strong bond between people and nature. For the people here, the mountain is not only a part of the landscape, but also a place that contains history, spirituality, and protection. They do not simply live on the mountain, but also consider it a companion, protecting them through the challenges of life. In each village, love for the homeland is shown through every small action. People are attached to every piece of land, every rock, and every road. Although life in the high mountains is difficult and hard, for them, it is the only place they want to stay. The rice fields, majestic mountain ranges, and simple houses are an indispensable part of life. Especially when viewed from afar, the image of the village blurred in the mist makes them feel that they are living in a completely different and mysterious world where they can find peace of mind. Long-standing cultural and traditional values have become an inseparable part of life on the mountain. From religious ceremonies, festivals, to daily customs, everything is imbued with traditional cultural colors. It is the attachment to these traditional customs that makes people here not want to leave their villages. Traditional festivals are often not only an occasion to honor nature and gods, but also an opportunity for people to gather, share joy, and strengthen family and village relationships. Community values such as solidarity, love, and mutual support are passed down from generation to generation. People believe that as long as they preserve these traditions, they will continue to be protected and blessed by the gods on the mountaintop. 4th, challenges and survival ability. The high mountain climate is always a major challenge to people's lives. With snowstorms, strong winds, and temperatures that can drop to extremely low levels, surviving the harsh winters is a feat in itself. However, this is what has trained them to have extraordinary survival skills. The people here have developed skills to cope with these harsh conditions. They grow cold-resistant crops such as potatoes, barley, and wheat on terraced fields. These foods not only provide a rich source of energy, but also have the ability to be preserved for a long time. Along with that, the art of food preservation such as drying, salting, and fermenting has become a survival skill that helps them have enough food to store for the long winter months. Not only in terms of food, people have also learned to use natural resources to protect themselves. They make use of wood and fur to make warm clothes and blankets. The houses with thick walls and low roofs are specially designed to retain heat in winter and withstand strong winds. All of this helps them not only survive, but also thrive in the harsh conditions that nature brings. One of the biggest challenges for people in the high mountains is isolation and difficulty in moving. Villages are often located at altitudes above 3,000 meters, where roads are not easily accessible. Building roads to the villages is almost impossible, and even when there are roads, blizzards and landslides often cut them off. In such situations, people rely on narrow and dangerous trails to move between villages. Traditional means of transport such as horses, mules, or yaks become the main means of transporting goods and food. This requires great patience and skill in controlling them through the treacherous mountain paths. Despite this, people are resilient to overcome all to continue to maintain life in the high mountains. It is this difficulty in traveling and transportation that has further strengthened their spirit of self-reliance, turning every journey up and down the mountain into a survival adventure. 5. The future of cloud villages. Global climate change is increasingly affecting mountain villages. Changes in weather, snowfall, and water levels are making life more difficult for people here. Glaciers, the main source of water for many mountain villages, are gradually melting and shrinking, causing water shortages in the summer. In addition, the weather is becoming more erratic, with snowstorms and landslides occurring more frequently. This makes farming difficult, threatening the self-sufficiency of mountain communities. Villages are at risk of being completely isolated during the winter, increasing safety and livelihood risks. With the development of technology and information, many young people in mountain villages have begun to be tempted by modern life. The opportunities for education, employment, and comfortable living in big cities have led some young people to leave their villages in search of a brighter future. Although the majority of the population has decided to stay because of their love for their homeland and loyalty to tradition, the risk of losing a significant part of the young workforce is causing many villages to age. This poses a major challenge for the future of mountain communities: how to preserve cultural identity while adapting to the changes of the modern world. Despite the challenges ahead, there are projects and initiatives to preserve the cloud villages and maintain this unique way of life. Many NGOs, governments, and the international community have begun to take an interest in protecting the cultural and natural heritage of the highlands. Sustainable development projects, such as improving transport infrastructure and access to clean energy sources, are being implemented. In addition, ecotourism is opening up opportunities for the mountain people to take advantage of the natural beauty to attract visitors while preserving the living environment and cultural identity. The cloud villages are not only a legacy of the past, but also an important part of the future. With the resilience and loyalty of the people, along with support from the international community, it is hoped that they will continue to live and thrive on these majestic peaks for centuries to come. Cloud villages are not simply places where people live by nature, but also symbols of resilience and loyalty to their culture and roots. Over the centuries, despite facing countless challenges, from harsh climate conditions to the temptations of the modern world, these villages have remained as solid fortresses, protecting traditional values and a deep belief in harmony with nature. What makes them never want to come down from the mountains? It is the close connection with their homeland, the deep love for the community, and the respect for the gods who have protected them for generations. They have chosen to stay not only because of isolation, but because they understand that true happiness lies not in the easy place, but in finding the meaning of life. And what about you? Do you dare to live a life of isolation, where everything is simple but full of meaning? Please share your thoughts on life on this mountain And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts.